Quick video, guys. I saw a YouTube video out there where someone was talking about growing more tomatoes and less foliage and growing more fruit and less foliage. To tell you the truth, none of that's really accurate. As you can see, I got this plant, really fat flowers. A lot of these covered in flowers. If I was in California, these would all be completely covered in flowers. But since I'm up north, the weather's a bit different. A lot of that starts a little bit later in the year. But that plant's huge. It's got a massive root ball. These are all ever-bearing. Look at this. 8 inches. Real strawberries. That's the whole point of that, is that you need a lot of foliage, more solar panels. Makes more fruit. You can't get fruit without your leaves. This one had a little bit of a pH fluctuation and it killed some of the leaves. I put regular soil in there to give it some minerals, and then I have a lot of snails attacking it. I just leave this stuff organically and just put organic fertilizer. I don't really. Otherwise, you need to up your growing strategy if you have to make up for snails and things. But they do some damage. Just pick them off and kill them and stuff. Not really a big deal. But you definitely need solar panels and lots of foliage to get big fruits. I've never seen a plant with this huge fruit on it and no leaves. How's it even going to support the weight? These aren't the best plants I ever did, and you can look on my other videos. But more foliage always equals more fruit. Sure, you can prune them, you can cut them, you can do whatever you want. I just top them and bush them out and trim the bottoms up a little. And that's really all you need. If you get more foliage, you just feed it better, higher quality nutrients, which I understand most people in the gardening just do basic feedings and stuff. That's more into other specific hobbies of plants that people put a wider spectrum of nutrients. But I put a really wide spectrum. The quality in some of my leaves and flowers are really good. Not so much on that plant because of the pH flux. But this one, where it's more generalized, that plant's huge. It was tiny in my last video. All these are doing great. This is a pepper plant that was growing rogue in there. And it's still cold out. These are all flowers that are turning into blueberries. You can see right there. And that's the Himalayan hybrid. And of course, lots of foliage, because you're going to let pests pluck at your plants. And it's not really a big deal, because they should be growing at a fast rate. No thorns on some of these plants. And this one, look, it's got a nice trail. Really nasty thorns. New shoots coming up. I planted it sideways so it'd bend up and become a bush. But yeah, more foliage, especially with tomato plants. You want as much foliage as you can before they flower. And it's really the finer nutrients, more of a spectrum of nutrients rather than, just one fertilizer, just nitrogen. I usually use a wide range. I have it in my other videos. I use fish fertilizers, I'll use bat guanos, I'll use worm castings, lime, all that stuff in combination usually with more foliage. More foliage also breathes more air, And as you can see outside, our weather isn't very nice. It's light out till really late, but we have been having clouds and then 80 degrees, then clouds, then 80 degrees, but it hasn't been good weather at all for gardening, and yet I have all this. We've had some 80s and 90s. It's already like what, May 2016, the end of May. We've had some good days in April and June. April and May, but June is supposed to be the hot month. So that would probably be the month. But look how much growth I've had. That was just like a 6-inch plant. And now it's this bush and it's covered in berries. Same thing with these ones. That was all flowers in my last few videos. Look. Now that's a blueberry. See if I can get a zoom on that. There's a fingerprint on my screen, so it's hard to... There we go. Not really. Let's see here. There we go. Barely. Those are what the flowers become. But yeah, they're doing great. So look, there's a flower. They're self-pollinating. I have another video where I name off exactly what everything is and crossed with and stuff, but I don't got time for that today. More foliage, more flowers. Bigger plant makes more. That's always the case. There's proof too. There's my hummingbird feeder. And here you go. That's what the weather looks like. And look, again, on this pear tree, more foliage, more fruit. Let's get a better look. So I hate when people have videos saying more foliage is a waste. You gotta feed it. It feeds itself with light, nutrients, and other stuff. Probably flip this one around. I haven't done it in a few days. But that's why. More foliage, more fruit. Always the case. It's always good to rotate your plants around too. I'll rotate the rest around once we're off the video. But until next time.